Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to answer a question that I recently received, and that is, why did I never go on the run? Specifically, there was a time where I was facing a lot of time, and I was out on bail, and I had the chance to, if I wanted, leave the country and flee and become a fugitive and possibly avoid, doing all that time. So there's a couple different parts to that answer. The first part is, I was on a $500,000 bail at that time. In order for me to, be given that bail, a bail bondsman had to cover that amount. I had to have three people who were very close to me sign as guarantors for that money. Okay? If I would have taken off, they would then be responsible for all of that amount, the 500,000 in its entirety. So they would have lost any homes, any cars, any assets that they owned would have been seized as a result. So for that reason alone, I would never, ever take off and screw somebody else over and destroy another person for me to avoid prison, especially people who looked out for me and stepped up, when there were very few others who would do so. Okay, so that's the first reason. But the second reason, and the one that would apply more so to anyone who's thinking about going on the run, is that in this day and age, it is virtually impossible to live your life out as a fugitive and stay free. You're not going to stay free. I thought about it before. When I was real young, I escaped from juvenile, facility, and I was a fugitive. And I ended up turning myself in. At that time, mainly because I was broke, I had nowhere to go, and I realized, this is going nowhere. But even if I did have money, let's assume I had a couple $1,000,000. I don't believe that you can realistically be a fugitive anymore. Unless you are willing to leave the country that you're in, let's say United States, and never ever, not only never return to this country, but never ever travel through any international airport again. Because if you do, you will be caught. They have technology including facial recognition where now just walking on the street, you will get busted. You will get caught. Your fingerprints remain the same forever, no matter what. So unless you are thinking, that you have real money, millions and millions of dollars, and that you're going to go live on a fucking deserted island somewhere and never interact with people again, never ever communicate with your family and friends again, because that's how people get caught. 9 times out of 10, that's how you get caught. When I escaped as a juvenile, as I mentioned, the first thing they did was go to my family and friends' houses, anyone that I was known to associate with, and stake out their houses, tap their phones, question them. So, if you leave and evade charges, you could never speak to anyone again. Never. No matter how much time passes, 10 years could pass. And you better believe that your mother or father or sister or brother, whoever it is that you're trying to reach out to eventually, that phone will still be tapped. And when you finally reach out to them or send them a letter or whatever you do, it's going to be intercepted and you're going to get busted. So, for these reasons, being a fugitive, going on the run, never really made sense to me. It's not something I would advise anyone out there do. And the last point is, I always thought to myself that even if I did, go on the run or escape from jail or prison, because there was a time also where it was very possible that I could have got life in prison. And while I was sitting in there were times where I started thinking about escape. I always thought in the back of my mind that just when you're finally feeling like you're getting settled in your new life and things are going well and you have a new identity, made some new friends, possibly a new family, right at that moment is when they're going to come and snatch you up. And you're going to go right back to where you came from. You're going to have to start doing all the time that you owe, and you're going to do the additional time for escape. So it never made sense for me for all of these reasons. So I hope that answered the question well and that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks.